What's up, Ragin Nation? This is Alex Jr. watching the Ragin Ronin review, and today I am going to review Real Steel for you. The movie stars Hugh Jackman and Evangeline Lilly. The premise is really that in the near future, they have robot boxing matches because the body can only take so much. You know, the human body, it can only take so many punches, kicks, and hits. And because of this, they now have robot boxing matches. It's a big sporting event and a lot of people love watching them. When you really think about this movie, it was almost like Sylvester Stallone's thumb wrestling movie Over the Top meets Transformers. Because in Over the Top, they have him with his son who he barely knows and he's just reconnecting with them, and then he gets motivation to compete in thumb wrestling matches because of his son. He's just saying like, Dad, you can do it, you can do it. This is pretty much the same story. It's a story where Hugh Jackman is just a bad bet. He has his robot that goes out, you know, in these robot boxing competitions, but he doesn't always win, and he's a bad bet and he's losing money because of this. But then he meets his son because his parents have been divorced, and he meets him for the first time, and at first, you know, his son thinks of him as a deadbeat father, but then later on they start connecting through these robot boxing matches, and eventually it builds up their relationship. And when you really look deep down inside, this movie is really about a relationship between a father and a son. The story isn't exactly original, but the concept is, and that's what I love about this movie. They took a really human story and they wrapped this sci-fi backdrop around it, and there were great performances. The relationship between Hugh Jackman and his son was really believable, and I love that the son played an underdog character. He got this robot from the junkyard, cleaned it up, and you know, everybody didn't have faith in it, but then eventually the robot, also known as Adam, becomes a national hero because he's the underdog and everybody loves rooting for the underdog. I'm a sucker for that kind of thing, so I really enjoyed this movie because of that. And I think a bonus thing was also the relationship between Evangeline Lilly and Hugh Jackman's character, because when you meet these two characters, you just think of them as separate characters, like they don't have anything to do with each other really. But then later on you realize that there was some history between the two, and it just develops. And I think that Hugh Jackman really put in an excellent performance because of these developments that he goes through. But you know what thing that a lot of people might overlook? That is, Adam is actually a big character in the film. These robots are all remote controlled. None of them is AI. But the way that the director, Shawn Levy, portrayed Adam made us think of him as a character on his own. If you look closely into his face, of course you see his eyes, but there's this kind of like a small little, a very subtle smile on the face of Adam. And some people will notice it, some people won't, but because of that, you think of Adam as a character. Like, you think that he's alive. And I think it's really shown off by the shots where the son is talking to Adam. Adam doesn't talk back, but you look at the face and you know that he understands. You think that there's a soul in there. It's just great direction on Shawn Levy's part. He made a character come to life, even though we're supposed to believe that there's no soul in this character because it's a robot, it's a dead machine. But Adam is very much alive in this movie, and that's another thing that I loved about this movie. The effects are great. It is so believable. It doesn't look like really over-the-top CG character fighting. It's not. It looks really believable. The lighting, the effects, the physical effects, all top-notch. Those are some really amazing robot fighting scenes. And what I also love about it is that when you see Adam in the ring and then he just dishes out whoop-ass, you want to cheer, you want to clap, you know? It's just, you feel like you're in the ring and you just are put right in the movie. And Shawn Levy did an amazing job directing this movie, and we all know how this movie is gonna end, but it's the journey that makes it fun and exciting, and it's all the stuff that happens before they get to the end. That's what makes this movie work. 8 out of 10, 2 thumbs up, highly recommended. Go watch it in IMAX, go watch it in the big screen. Don't wait till it comes out on DVD. I highly recommend this film. It is highly entertaining and it's got a great human story. This is Alex Yu, and thanks for watching the Ragin Ronin review. Peace. The trait of being a doctor dictates that you cannot be compassionate for your patients, and that is absolutely true. And he played it so well to the point that I just